regretted it. You know what I mean? Let me go and see. It's just, it's so much, bro, that I like to react to. But what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Chick Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy for you and all life easy. But make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch in the description down below. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. Does it look like I feel like reacting to caves right now? You know what I mean? Do I feel? Does it look like I want to react to disturbing caves? It's nothing interesting about disturbing caves. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you feel me? But we got hunting the $477 million FTX hacker. My God. You know what I mean? This man stole $477 million. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to say. If you want to find this video, it is in the true crime playlist section. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine, bro, you get your hand on close to $477 million, bro. That's close to $1 billion. You know what I mean? But he should have already knew that he ain't gonna get away with it. Did he get away with it?
June 9th, 2020, South Bend.
2020!
It's around 2 a.m., and while everyone is sleeping in South Bend, a blacked-out car is speeding through the city's streets. Inside are 5 members of the criminal gang known as Choppa Boys. They're carrying handguns, flashlights, and even an AR-15. At around 2:15 a.m., the car stops in front of their target's house, and the 5 masked men jump out of their vehicle. They violently break through the door, which wakes up the homeowner and his partner on the second floor. The homeowner has no idea what's happening and instinctively grabs his gun.
Oh, you're dead. Oh, yeah.
After a short fight, the homeowner is immobilized on the floor and his partner is caught in the bedroom. Over the next few hours, the pair is tied to a chair.
I appreciate the freaking subscription, Dante. Shout out subscription, man.
Interrogated to reveal the location of their secret stash. The victim is questioned rather intensively and even receives a bullet in his leg during the interrogation. Eventually, the homeowner gives in and leads them to the safe, which contains tens of thousands of dollars in cash, a few bricks of drugs, and hundreds of illegal pills. But just as the gang leaves the house with their loot, one of the neighbors realizes what's happening and calls the police. When the authorities arrive, they find a completely ravaged house, 2 people tied up, and a bunch of drugs laying around the house. However, nobody could have expected that this incident was part of a complex web of crime, fraud, and deceit that would lead the FBI straight to the mastermind of one of the biggest crypto hacks the world had ever seen.
This should be good right here. The FTX hack. $500
This video is sponsored by
Come on, man. Come on now. You know, I'm just going to get it cracking, all right? What would y'all do? I want to know, what would y'all do if you had $477 million? What would y'all do? What is the first thing that you will buy? Now, I mean, I want to hear comments. I want to see the comments. What is the first thing that you will buy with $477 million? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, for me, I'm going to keep it real with you. The first thing if I will buy $477 million, bro. That's a tough one right there, man. What would Jay buy? $477 million. It's a lot of freaking money to spend, man. A lot of dang money, man. I ain't gonna lie, that's so much money. I don't even know what the freak, you know what I'm saying, I'll do. You know what I mean? I'll definitely take care of my parents. Yep, like he said, take care of my parents, man. You know, take care of parents. Give some to the needy for sure. You know what I mean? And buy lots of land, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I buy so much land, bro. Honestly, bro, because I already know, like, I could buy land and then I could build stuff on that land and I'm gonna get that money back. So it's all about generational wealth with me, bro. That's what I plan to do when I get rich. And I'm gonna buy hella franchises. What I mean by franchises, I mean, when I get rich, bro, I'm buying a McDonald's. I'm buying things that never run out of business. McDonald's never gonna run out of business. No matter how much you hate it, McDonald's never gonna run out of business. So you buy a couple McDonald's, you set, bro. And buy gas stations. People need gas. So buy a gas station. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna buy plenty of gas stations, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real with you, bro. That's That's my plan, bro. F a chain, F a car. You know what I mean? F all that, bro. Ain't gonna count. You know what I mean? I don't care. I've never cared for the nicest things for real. I never cared about a chain. I never cared about that. I never wore chains, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like chain, I'm not even getting that. You know what I mean? But for when it comes to a car, I'm like, I'm good with a Charger. I'm a simple guy, bro. I don't, when people tend to get money, bro, they tend to, like, okay, I got money now, so I'm just finna just buy a Lambo and all. You didn't have a Lambo before? So now since you get a lot of money, now you finna go buy a Lambo, now you finna go buy all this expensive ish. Nigga, please, bro. Can't let money change you, man.
2020, Cedar City, Utah.
Gotta keep the same mindset.
It's late at night, and a young couple sits inside their car. They're waiting for someone to pick up a backpack they've got. However, as the minutes go by, nobody shows up. But just as they're about to leave, two men approach their vehicle and signal for them to exit the car. The couple doesn't know the men and reluctantly steps out of their vehicle when suddenly another man appears with an AK-47.
Oh, set up! I knew it!
The other two
set the nigga up! I knew it!
And order the couple to open the car's trunk. Inside is a backpack full of money. Specifically, it's $250,000 in cash, which the men take into their car before speeding away.
Bro,
interestingly, with
I've been freaking starving, bro.
Indiana, the pair immediately reports the theft to the authorities, and only a few minutes later, the suspect's car is spotted by state police, who instantly begin a high-speed chase until two suspects unexpectedly
hit Ghost?
the car. The men try to run through the dark alleyway, but are eventually captured.
Got him!
In their car, the authorities find a bunch of jewelry, handguns, and an AK-47.
Damn, nigga got silencers and everything. Yeah, you cook, nigga.
Car, the authorities find a bunch of jewelry, handguns, and an AK-47. However, the bag full of money is missing. Instead, the police find a wallet belonging to a man called Marco Fernandez, who probably disappeared with the money. In any event, Fernandez is also arrested a few days later, though he doesn't have the money at that time. Interestingly, these three men are part of a gang called the Choppa Boys, and it turns out that they also were part of the brutal robbery that happened on the 9th of June. It seemed as if the case was finally closed for good, but when the couple whose money had been stolen was brought in for questioning, things started to get weird. When asked about the money, one of the two accidentally tells them just how much cash was stolen.
Dang, $250K?
Which prompts the officers to question why they were in a dark alley with $250,000 in the first place. The couple, now visibly nervous, explains that the cash was earned through various construction jobs in California over the last year. The officer finds it suspicious and calls up his partner to help question the two. But just as he arrives, the pair decides to leave. Something about all
that right there would have threw a nigga off. I ain't gonna cap. Right when you come up, now you start, now you leave now. You know what I'm saying?
Strange, and led the authorities to open an investigation into the situation.
Yeah, they definitely finna open up an investigation, bro. They finna investigate both of y'all, bro.
Including both the thieves and the couple. And just as they thought, nothing about what the pair said was true.
You know what I feel like? I feel like the couple, I feel like they staged that robbery. I ain't gonna lie, me paying attention to, because one thing about me, bro, when I be watching movies, my nigga, I be analyzing, bro. So for me, I feel like the couple is with the Choppa Boys. I feel like the couple with the Choppa Boys, bro. They staged a freaking robbery, bro. Staged a robbery. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like they staged a robbery.
There was no proof of income, no proof of working in California, nor anything else that could explain the amount of money that they had with them. A few weeks later, the authorities finally decided to interrogate the couple, and even though they knew the pair had lied, they had no idea just how weird the truth would truly be. The couple revealed that the money was actually the result of a 2-year-long online fraud operation orchestrated by a man named Robert Powell. According to the pair, Powell had been buying PayPal accounts on the dark web. He would then transfer funds from these accounts to dummy accounts using additional stolen information purchased from illegal websites. Finally, Powell would employ money mules, like the couple, to send the stolen funds from the fake PayPal accounts into their personal bank accounts, which they would go on to withdraw as cash and give to Powell for a percentage. So instead of a simple robbery, the FBI was suddenly involved in a complex cybercrime investigation. However, things got even more interesting when the criminals told the police just how much money was being made, stating that they knew of at least $1.3 million in the last 2 years. There was just one problem. Nobody knew who Robert Powell really was.
You snitching, bro?
For now. Either way, the authorities believed that there might be a connection between the Choppa boys and the mysterious Robert Powell. And just as they thought, the criminals confirmed the couple's story, adding that the robbery had also been orchestrated by Robert Powell, who allegedly wanted to gain influence with the gang. And once this was revealed, the authorities quickly changed the focus of their investigation, making Powell their
number one suspect. Hey, bro, how y'all make these videos,
February 2021,
y'all some
Park,
talented
Illinois. It's the middle of the day, and a group of 3 fraudsters connect with each other in real life. They initially know each other only by their online personas, El Swapo 1, M, and Punslayer. All 3 reside in the US, and although it's unclear how they came together, they all specialize in one thing: social engineering. And El Swapo 1, as his name suggests, is also highly experienced in SIM swapping. To keep it simple, SIM swapping is a form of fraud where a scammer transfers someone else's SIM card to their own device. By doing so, the attacker gains control over the victim's phone number. This allows them to intercept text messages and authentication codes, effectively bypassing two-factor authentication security measures and giving them access to the victim's accounts. Either way, the 3 begin planning their first SIM swap, and when they discuss money mules for the cash out, El Swapo 1 claims to already have a network of money mules at his disposal. Later in the day, El Swapo reaches out to a very particular set of money mules and asks them to join his new scheme. Interestingly, these money mules are none other than the ones that had been set up by Robert Powell earlier. And of course, this makes El Swapo 1 none other than Powell himself. However, the couple, which was cooperating with the police at this point, begins asking him a bunch of suspicious questions, leading to Powell cutting them off in the event that they had been compromised. This was a major loss for the police. But even worse, since Powell realized that something was off, he started to cover his tracks, both online and offline. He knew something was wrong and wanted to cut ties to any previous scams. But at the same time that Powell was trying to get rid of his past, the FBI managed to discover a bunch of strange stuff about him.
See, this is what I be talking about right here, y'all. This is what I be talking about. Because I ain't gonna lie, back in the day, your boy Jay did try to do some little scamming, and, you know, I tried to get some fast money. Y'all don't know. You know what I mean? And it never worked for me, bro. It never worked. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell on myself, you know what I'm saying? But I remember this one little lick, man. Everybody was getting it, man. Everybody was getting it. I tried to do it. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. It was some money too, man. It was some money. I ain't going to lie to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so much, bro. I be thinking about it. I ain't going to lie. Kind of be mad, bro. Just thinking about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, that junk pissed me off. But money ain't everything, though. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, when you start getting close to God, bro, you don't care about them things, bro. You know, you seek God, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everything gonna come unto you. Because like I said, bro, back then, I just wanted money. I ain't gonna lie. God was not my main focus. I wanted money, money, money. What I mean, nigga, I was a money fiend. Back then, I was a money fiend. And that's why I say, God, bro, saved me from myself. He saved me from myself because it was to a point in time, it's like I wanted the money so bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking money, 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 money. I'm telling you, bro, if my YouTube channel didn't get banned, bro, I would be nothing like this. So you know what niggas be saying? They love saying everything happened for a reason. That junk is correct. That junk is freaking facts, bro. Everything happened for a reason. Telling you, bro. My channel one got banned, bro. Man, I don't know where I'll be at. I ain't gonna cap. That money had a nigga tweaking.
Apparently, the 23-year-old Powell was living in a $2 million mansion in Highland Park, Illinois. Furthermore, he and his girlfriend had a bunch of high-end sports cars. But strangely enough, neither of them had any legitimate income.
I tried to hit for 26,000, nigga. I tried to hit for so much ish, boy. None of them ever worked, boy. That was crazy. None of them ever worked. I ain't never got
February 2021. It's early in the morning when a USPS mailman is on the way to Powell's home.
these niggas hit him for 477 million?
And always delivers the same thing. A fat envelope full of what
Can't believe it.
paper.
I just can't believe it.
However, this time something would be different. When the mailman exits his vehicle, the envelope pops open and a bunch of money falls out. The mailman quickly picks everything up and gets back into his truck.
We out of there. This is a blessing from God right here. We out of there.
A bunch
no
of
questions
money
asked.
falls out. The mailman quickly picks everything up and gets back into his truck. He counts the money, and it's at least a few $1,000s.
They gotta freak about it now.
He doesn't really know what to do and decides to call a supervisor, who consequently alerts the police. At this point in
This nigga right here. This nigga found a couple thousand in the envelope. That nigga called his supervisor. Nigga got the freak up out of there, nigga. Maybe this is God blessing me. Nigga, I'm finna get the freak up out of here. Nigga, I quit. Nigga would have been a mailman no more. Nigga found a couple thousand in the envelope. Nigga said, supervisor? Found a couple thousand in the envelope. Maybe we should call the police.
decides to call a supervisor, who consequently alerts the police. At this point in time, everything around Powell is extremely suspicious. People link him to crime, he's rich without a job, and he gets $6,000 sent to him every week. Eventually, the FBI decides to talk to Powell about the money and his overall situation. Nevertheless, Powell simply says it's how he pays his landlord. But of course, he doesn't say just how or why the money is being mailed to him in the first place. Either way, at this point, the FBI has so much incriminating information on him that they had to take the next step. Early March 2021. It's around 10 a.m. and Powell...
What the frick is that, a salami sandwich? I ain't gonna lie, salami be busting though, y'all. I ain't gonna cap. Salami, bro? I'm in the mood for a salami sandwich right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want some sandwiches. I ain't gonna cap. Me looking at this, y'all, I want sandwiches. Right? You feel me? I want a good sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Put some mayonnaise on that sandwich, boy. I don't eat bologna. I ain't gonna lie. When a nigga was even back then, dog. So y'all don't know about that bologna with cheese. That little, cook the bologna, put the bologna on that skillet with that cheese, boy. Then put on that sandwich, boy, with some mayonnaise on that. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Bologna used to smack back then. But like I said, no more bologna. You know what I mean? Your boy Jay, man. You know what I'm saying? We better than that now. We eating turkey sandwiches. You know what I mean? So your boy put some little sandwich on that, you know what I mean? Make a little sandwich, get some bread, man. Put some mayonnaise on that thing, man. Put some cheese, American, you know what I'm saying? Put some cheese on that thing, boy. Put some pickles, boy, and give you some freaking turkey on that thing. And put some chips on that thing. Boy, sandwiches, sandwiches, sandwiches. Like, I ain't talking about no Firehouse sub, and I ain't talking about no Subway right now. And I ain't gonna lie, the best subs, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Best subs, bro, if you haven't tried, Publix.
Powell is currently eating breakfast when he suddenly hears extremely loud speakers that seem to be outside of his house. He then takes a peek out of the window and sees a bunch of police cars in front of his house, and the speakers are telling him to come out. Suddenly, his door is smashed open, and a group of armed agents storm in before handcuffing him on the floor. As they take him out of his house and into a police car, he can only watch as federal agents swarm inside. However, the only thing the feds find is an unregistered gun, and he's charged with a misdemeanor gun offense. Interestingly, they find a bunch...
How you gonna charge a nigga for being in his house? You was in his house, though. I don't know, I guess different states, bro, niggas can't have guns, bro. But I know in Georgia, we good over here.
Gun, and he's charged with a misdemeanor gun offense. Interestingly, they find a bunch of phones and documents linked to phone providers, and in their affidavit, the FBI even states that Powell was possibly perpetrating SIM swapping schemes. Despite this, the FBI lets Powell go, but decides to keep.
That nigga said Publix. Yeah, you tripping. I ain't gonna cop. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. If you never had Publix subs, bro, don't even talk, G. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Nigga, Publix got a whole deli. Freak is this nigga talking about? Nigga, what you think, nigga, talking about going there and buying some regular bread or some, nigga, they got a whole deli I'm talking about, nigga. Talking about no freaking going in there and buying bread, nigga, and making my own sandwich. They got a whole freaking deli dedicated to making subs, nigga. Frick is this nigga? This nigga tripping talking about nigga saying Publix. Well, you sleep, boy. What the free road this nigga?
Despite
free that nigga go, bro. Where you be going, bro? You don't, bro, like, cuz you don't diverse, nigga. And he one of them nigga that don't leave his house. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Cuz said Publix. Nigga said, man, nigga said Publix. Like, that's something crazy. They got a whole deli in the Publix. That line be long, too. My mama Publix better than Firehouse subs. My mama idiot. Boy, you probably never had Publix sub, bro. If you looking at that, bro, go to Publix, bro. Go to Publix, bro, and taste one of they sub. I'm telling you, bro, you gonna see what I'm talking about.
The FBI lets Powell go, but decides to keep an eye on him.
Bro, ain't no way you had a sub, bro. You talking like that. You probably had they food before, but baby, the way you talking, bro, you ain't had a sub before, bro. I ain't never heard a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard a nigga. Nigga talking about chicken, bro. I'm talking about subs, bro. I ain't talking about no honey hot chicken, gang. You know what I'm saying? I know about the chicken, bro. I know the chicken busting, bro. We talking about subs, bro. You just said how you said it, nigga said public, bro. You saying that like that's crazy to say or something. So by you saying that, I can tell, bro, you never ate Publix, bro. You never ate they sub, bro. You never had a sub, fuck.
Yes, the FBI lets Powell go, but decides to keep an eye on him. Nevertheless, the agent in charge of Powell's surveillance must have been incredibly incompetent. March 7th, 2021. It's late at night, and only a few days after his house was raided, Powell is chatting with M and Punslayer. The three are talking about SIM swaps and want to go for their first real swapping attempt.
Hey, bro, I don't understand niggas like this, though. It's like, bro, you just seen what just happened to you, bro. Like, I'll be just too paranoid. I'll quit, bro. I ain't gonna cap. Being that close to going to jail, that nigga still doing it, I'll be too paranoid, bro. Say you give it a try? Tell you, bro.
Eventually, they decide to go after a man they found on social media. The target has a public profile and posts about his personal life multiple times a day, which makes him the perfect identity theft and SIM swap victim. The three fraudsters then run an in-depth background check on him and even find his personal address on the dark web. Next, one of them purchases a fake driver's license from a dark web market and fills it out with the target's information, but with a picture of Punslayer, who is a 22-year-old man named Carter Roan. Once Roan has everything he needs, he hops on the next plane to New Mexico. There, he visits the victim's internet and phone provider's shop, claiming that his SIM stopped working. He shows his fake ID and
he said, might as well keep going for what, though? Cuz is making, my man right here is making $6,000 a week. Man already got money. That's what I be saying, bro. Niggas be too greedy, bro. I would have hung it up, bro. I would have hung it up. I ain't gonna lie. Would have hung it up, bro. So you telling me I'm making all this money and I probably won't be able to enjoy it. And then after you get caught, guess what the FBI gonna do? They're gonna take all your money. They're gonna take everything. So the thing that I made, bro, I'm gonna just make that, bro. And I'm cool, bro. What I made, bro, is what I made, bro. And I'm cool with that, bro. I ain't gonna cap. That's just too big of a risk, bro. He already had FBI raid his crib.
Provider's shop, claiming that his SIM stopped working. He shows his fake ID and asks for the number to be transferred to another SIM he's got in his phone. Without any further questions, the employee transfers the target's phone number to Roan's SIM in a few minutes. The SIM swap had been incredibly easy and would mark the start of a truly generational SIM swapping operation.
Crazy.
However, this wasn't an isolated case. Hackers.
Hey, Rich Hop. All right, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real with you, gang. I ain't try to, how you think. You know what I mean? I don't care about what you talking about at all, gang. You know what I'm saying? It's never enough. It's too much money in the world. Nigga thinking like you, bro, you ain't going to make it far, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of niggas that think like you dead. Pablo Escobars, the El Chapos. There's never too much money in the world. Now what are you at? You better learn how to stop, boy. I mean, money ain't everything, my boy.
Can easily find
you put money at your forefront, bro. You definitely. You know what I'm saying? If you the type of nigga that do anything for money, you ain't finna make it in this life.
Information, account details, and more info through so-called dark web data dumps, where hackers sell and publish the data they stole from their database.
There's never enough money for you, bro.
AT&T in 2024.
It's a bad mindset to have, bro.
Even worse, according to Lookout.
Never enough money? You always want more and more? That's a deadly mindset to have, bro. I'm telling you, better change that. You always want more. It's always more and more and more. You make your first million, now you want another million, then you want another. I'm saying, if you get it, you know what I'm saying, legally, then for sure. You know what I mean? But, nigga, always wanting more, bro.
8 out of 10 consumers have had their data leaked on the dark web. This is because many people reuse the same email and password combinations across all of their accounts, and when one of them is compromised, all of them are. Even worse, if the same credentials are used for workplace accounts, it can lead to company-wide breaches, stolen funds, and a massive leak of internal information. It only takes one careless employee. This is where today's sponsor, NordPass, comes into play.
Hey, man. Come on, man. I hit this jump, man. But the popcorn was just good. This is the only thing I ate today, y'all.
2022.
Only thing I ate was this.
After making a good amount of money by sim-swapping normal people, Powell starts looking into big crypto influencers and larger companies. Eventually, he decides that if he wants to be truly wealthy, he doesn't have to go after rich crypto traders using exchanges, but after the crypto exchange itself. Instead of a few $100,000, one perfectly executed heist could net him tens or even hundreds of millions.
There's no way you're getting away with that, bro.
However, what he doesn't know
is that
the opportunity for his dream heist is just around the corner.
And the thing is about a heist, bro. The thing is about a heist, you know what I'm saying, is that nigga. You feel me? Everything gotta be perfect. Everything gotta be perfect. If you mess up one time, one freaking time, you're screwed, bro. You're screwed.
November 1st, 2022. This is Ian Allison, a journalist for the crypto news outlet.
Hey, Rich, shut up.
And he's about to expose one of the most significant scandals in cryptocurrency history, one that ties Alameda Research and the crypto exchange FTX to a web of financial misconduct. He's been researching the FTT token, a cryptocurrency made by FTX, and discovered a strange connection between FTX and Alameda Research, a crypto trading firm, which were both controlled by the owner of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried. It turned out that a large portion of Alameda's $14.6 billion in assets was made up of FTT tokens. This meant that Alameda's financial stability relied heavily on an illiquid, self-issued asset rather than cash, stablecoins, or other liquid holdings.
I want to see if this nigga gonna get away, bro.
Furthermore, he noticed that $5.8 billion of Alameda's assets were in FTT. This meant that Alameda was most likely artificially inflating the price of FTT, which in turn meant that FTX's balance was also highly based on an inflated token and might not have as many cash reserves as they claimed. Allison would go on to publish this article on the 2nd of November.
The quant trading firm founded by Sam Bankman-Fried, Alameda, was using customer funds from Bankman-Fried's crypto exchange, FTX, in a way that flew under the radar of investors, employees, and auditors.
The FTX token has fallen by double digits.
Crypto exchange Binance announced a deal to buy rival FTX.com.
Their attorney quit within the first 2 hours of us setting up the data room. So it was complete pandemonium over there.
He lied to his users, his investors, his VC investors. Whatever data that's in the data room, we couldn't trust anymore.
Bankman-Fried and his co-conspirators stole billions of dollars from FTX customers.
What a federal prosecutor calls one of the biggest financial frauds in American history.
Advisors overseeing what's left of former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried's empire are struggling to find missing funds.
U.S. Department of Justice investigating an alleged cybercrime.
I'm saying, bro, I don't do that crypto junk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. I don't do no crypto. and all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to do nothing. That's what I say. Everything that they saying, bro, is just I don't know what the freak they talking about. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real with you. You know, crypto, FTX. I ain't never heard about FTX, bro, until I came. You know what I'm saying? On this video, I just seen 477 million. So I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta look at this right here. You know what I mean? But y'all niggas ever been in crypto? I don't deal with that crypto junk. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real for me. Like for me, bro. You know, a nigga know how to invest his money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real with you. And one thing about me, I'm gonna keep it real. When it come to my money, bro, I really don't trust nobody with my money. I don't even trust banks. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. I get money out the banks, bro. I don't trust banks at all. Like I ain't gonna lie, I carry cash, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you, you know? My advice to people, bro, is to flush the banks out. Don't keep your money in banks, bro. That's my advice, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. My advice, bro, is do not keep your money in. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real with you, bro. Bro, I flush that thing out. You flush that thing out, but you better walk around with great cash, but bank shut down, something go wrong with the bank, boy, your money gone. You know what I'm saying? But you still got that paper, though. That's why I be trying to encourage. It's so easy, y'all, to go to the bank, bro, and withdraw all your cash. You know what I mean? What you gonna do, nigga? You put it in a little sacred spot, nigga. You know you got the cash. You know what I mean? You know you got the cash. I don't understand why niggas don't walk around with cash. It's in a little sacred spot that you only know where it's at. You feel me? When it comes to my cab, bro, I got it somewhere, bro. You ain't gonna find it. You ain't gonna find it, gang. You feel me? Just keeping it real with you, bro.
More than $370 million out of FTX.
Bro, banks is not meant for you. You don't understand that? Okay, look, bro. Say if you got $477 million, right? Go in that bank and ask for your $477 million. I bet they ain't got it. I bet they ain't got that money. The banks don't even be having your money. I've seen videos of people money be wiped out. Get wiped out. Wiped out completely dry. You feel me? And then they try to do this. They try to sue and all that, bro. It ain't work. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I've seen stuff, bro. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real with you, bro. A nigga not freaking walking around with bands on. I don't know what this rich out nigga talking. Nigga not walking around with bands on them. You know what I mean, bro? Nigga probably walk around with like 420s. You know what I'm saying? What the freak is wrong with this nigga? Nigga think I'm walking around with $1,000 on me, bro? $1,000 stash somewhere else, bro. Nigga walking around with like what? 520s, probably 620s. You know what I mean? And a nigga carry 2 wallets, so you ain't gonna get the right wallet. I give you that fake wallet, and then get what? When you try to rob me, I'm gonna pop you. I carry 2 wallets. 1 wallet is empty. Nigga try to rob me, I'm gonna give you the fake wallet right when you distracted. Nigga finna get popped. I always carry 2 wallets. Well, I carry 2 wallets for a specific reason.
Hours.
Just in case a nigga try to rob me, I'm gonna give you that fake wallet.
Exchange filed for bankruptcy.
Now, FTX has admitted there has been unauthorized access to some of its funds.
Telling y'all, bro, walk around with cash, bro. You never know, bro, when you just gonna need cash, bro. Never know. Never know. I feel like the best thing to do, walk around with cash. You ain't got no type of cash on deck. What the freak is you doing, gang? That's all I feel, bro. I'm just trying to get y'all the game. Don't trust banks. I got a bank account, and I got a credit union. You know what I mean? Credit unions is for the people. Banks is not. My advice to people, always have 2 bank accounts. I got 2. You know what I mean? Finna make another one. Nigga finna have like 3 bank accounts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just keeping it real with you, bro. Who is this rich op nigga, bro? You ain't gonna run my
Powell,
pockets.
who is involved with crypto himself, quickly notices what's going on and believes that this is the perfect storm to use to his advantage.
They gonna rob me, nigga. Better be prepared to down. Mama's gonna die.
M about a potential heist, and all of
ain't
them
worried
agree
about that,
to
bro.
meet
You gotta
the
kill
next
me, bro.
day.
If you try to rob a nigga like me, bro, you got to kill me, bro. I'm nigga you gotta kill. You gotta kill me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm blowing. You feel me? So if you prepare, if you run up on Jay, bro, prepare to shoot. I'm blowing, bro. I ain't asking no question. I'm gonna give you that little wallet, bro, and that's it. I'm blowing. Right when I do that here, boom, blowing. I ain't thinking twice.
Once all of them come together, Powell reveals
I ain't just showing my gun. I ain't just got my gun just to show.
To impersonate.
I got my gun just to show niggas.
It's Jen Chan, and even though I couldn't verify this, it would make sense since she's the company's chief financial officer and most likely has access to important FTX accounts. But most importantly, she's a woman. Either way, M was given the task for the swap. Next, they chose that M should do the SIM swap at an Apple store in El Paso, Texas. It's unclear why that location was chosen, but my guess is because, if anything went wrong, M, a 21-year-old woman called Emily Hernandez, could have easily fled to Mexico. However, this wasn't all. Apparently, Powell ordered a different person to do another SIM swap as a distraction from the main swap. This was most likely Roan, who was given the ID of another target. Even though it's unknown who exactly his target was, it's likely to have been another FTX employee. Either way,
so they SIM carding on FTX employees.
Planning their biggest heist ever. And just before they wanted to carry out their plan, they were blessed with a stroke of luck. On November 6th...
Hold on. So basically, FTX was robbing customers, and then they basically got robbed. You know what I mean? Like, I guess, I don't know, man. Is it like karma, though? Because if we just seeing on the news, you know what I'm saying? Just rob your customers $1 million, so you're supposed to feel sorry for you getting robbed again. So basically, it's karma. You robbed your customers, and then you got robbed. You know what I'm saying? That's how it sounds like.
The CEO of the largest crypto exchange...
Hey, Richard, please stop talking to me. I'm going to ban you, bro. This is my last time asking you, bro.
The world announced that due to the shady events surrounding FTT,
one more time,
Binance would sell a significant portion of their holdings. This caused the price of FTT to plummet nearly 80% over the next few days, making it almost worthless and sparking an all-out bank run on FTX. At the same time, rumors about insider trading, FTX using customer funds, and weird dating stories from FTX began to spread. And right as the entire crypto world was in utter chaos, Powell and his team decided to make their move.
You really think a nigga gonna let you go with? You really think a nigga gonna let you go with 477 million, bro?
It's early in the morning, and Hernandez is on a plane towards El Paso, Texas. In her bag are a bunch of phones and fake IDs. Simultaneously, another man, either Carter Roan or one of his associates, has just landed at the Dallas airport in Texas, and like Hernandez, he's carrying a bunch of phones and fake IDs. At the same time, Sam Bankman-Fried and his lawyers arrive at the U.S. bankruptcy court to, as you might guess, declare bankruptcy. It's important to understand that once a company declares bankruptcy, it goes through a process that restricts the movement of its assets until it's approved.
Man, these niggas be capping with that bankruptcy, bro. These niggas do not be going bankruptcy for real, but nigga be capping. Don't think just because niggas be saying they going bankruptcy, bro, that mean nigga like don't got nothing. These niggas be capping, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It be a scheme with that bankruptcy, bro.
Bankruptcy court or trustee.
These folks do not be going
this
broke,
meant
bro.
that Powell's gang had only a limited amount of time to successfully carry out their heist. That being said, at around 10 a.m., Hernandez is in a taxi heading to the phone shop, and miles away, Roan is already in the store requesting the swap. Luckily for Roan, the store is busy, and the employee quickly completes the SIM transfer without any issues. He then contacts Powell, who gets to work. In a matter of minutes, he steals over $1 million from an alleged FTX employee known only as AC. But shortly after Powell finishes the first theft, his phone starts to ring. It's Hernandez, and she's got important news.
I've done it.
Powell freezes for a second. He then uses the information from AT&T and the new SIM to enter the victim's email. There, he strikes gold. The account is linked to FTX's financial control panels. He tries to enter with the details he gathered from snooping around the victim's emails. And it works. He's now inside FTX's finance management portal and has access to hundreds of millions of dollars. He can't believe the amount of money he's looking at, and he gets to work. His first transaction is the transfer of 9,500 ETH, or $15 million in Ethereum, to one of his wallets.
Man, a nigga took all my money from me like this, bro. And dang, bro, it just got hacked, bro. That's what I be saying, boy. y'all gotta be careful, bro, when it comes to everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even when it come to gas stations, bro, I heard, you know what I mean? I heard, but, you know, actually did hear, you know what I'm saying? When it come to gas station, you know how you be at that gas pump, bro? You got a little card thing, you stick your card in, you know what I mean? Choose what gas you gonna select. There's niggas out there, you know what I mean, that's putting things in, bro, that can, you know, take your card information, all type of stuff, bro, you know what I mean? So for me, I go inside, bro, to get my gas, bro. You know what I mean? Straight up, bro. I think I heard it on the news or something. I think that's what I heard. I think it was on the news or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, bro, I know I ain't the only one that been getting them freaking weird text messages, bro. You know what I mean? I've been getting weird text messages, bro. A lot of y'all green niggas got scammed. I know some niggas got scammed. You know what I mean? For me, nigga, I ain't going. I mean, I ain't cool, nigga. I know, nigga, I ain't do none of this. Anything suspicious, but I ain't gonna lie. If I feel wrong about anything, but it's over with. I had to text one of them niggas back too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, but you really trying to scam me? I had to text one of them niggas back. I know I ain't been the only one getting them weird text messages. You know what I mean? About some ish. You feel me?
And once again, it works. Powell is extremely nervous, but continues clicking. Meanwhile, Zach Dexter, the CEO of FTX's subsidiary,
that nigga don't even know,
just arrived home. But for whatever reason, the first thing he decides to do is sit down at his computer and check FTX's wallets on Etherscan. That's when he notices that something's off. Funds seem to be disappearing every few minutes, and he hasn't been informed about anything. Dexter then quickly creates a Google Meet call titled Urgent and sends out invites to the most important members of FTX. But this is when things start to get weird. Sam Bankman-Fried and a few other high-ranking FTX members don't join the meeting and won't answer any calls. Even worse, once the team starts to discuss the issue at hand, Dexter is told that nobody knows about these transfers and none of the wallets receiving the money are associated with FTX
It's
in
some
any
smart
way.
ish right here, yo.
This meant that FTX had, without a doubt, been compromised. Either way, Dexter decided to call a representative of BitGo. You see, BitGo was going to be the company that provided cold storage wallets for the law firm overseeing FTX's bankruptcy proceedings. So Dexter decided that they'd be the ideal people to take care of FTX's money. However, after calling BitGo, they stated they'd need at least half an hour, but the thief had already stolen $300 million.
Look at this nigga. Whole time, boy, every minute important, bro. Every minute. You know what I mean? That nigga in the system. Imagine nigga being in your system. Imagine that nigga stealing $477 million. $477 million. Your junk gone like that, bro. You know what I mean? Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Bro. I don't know, bro. And yeah, bro, these scammers is getting smarter, bro. Before my channel got banned, I got hacked, bro. A nigga got me through Gmail, bro, portraying to be a sponsorship. That's why I don't do no sponsors. Nigga got me, bro, through a Gmail portraying to be a sponsor. Nigga hacked my channel. Dead for real. Thank God the nigga ain't delete no videos. Nigga I hacked. You know what I mean? Nigga getting smart, man. I always say I don't trust none. I don't want to do no sponsorships. I'm cool. You know what I mean? If you want to sponsor, I ain't gonna lie. If you want to sponsor, nigga, you gotta hit me up on Instagram, bro, and I gotta see your page directly, bro. I ain't taking no Gmails, bro.
And was pocketing about 10 million more every few minutes. There simply wasn't enough time. That's when one of the employees offered Dexter his Ledger Nano, and even though it wasn't the legal thing to do, there was no other option left. Meanwhile, Powell is just clicking around, making new wallets and transferring money to himself over and over. But shortly after 10:30 p.m., he notices something strange. Funds seem to be disappearing from the FTX wallets that he has access to. That's when he understands that his scheme has been discovered. Eventually, at around 11 p.m., and after a literal clicking battle, FTX's wallets were completely empty. As it stood, FTX employee Kumanan Ramanathan had almost $500 million on his Ledger Nano, and Powell had managed to steal 477
Hold on, he had 511
million.
Hold on, so let me go and see right quick.
However, had almost $500 million on his Ledger Nano.
Nigga had $500 million? Dang, how much money the FTX got? So this nigga stole $477 million and these niggas still got $500 million? It's $1 billion company, huh? Y'all let me know about FTX. What the freak FTX got going on? You think a nigga would have been dead at the bottom of his freak, you know what I'm saying? Niggas stole $477 million for them niggas. Them niggas still got $511 million backed up. Oh, heck no.
Kumanan Ramanathan had almost $500 million on his ledger Nano, and Powell had managed to steal $477 million. However, Powell knew his mission wasn't over. He had a ton of stable coins, and these could be blacklisted by the issuer in case of theft, meaning that he couldn't use them on centralized exchanges. But Powell knew this and began to launder.
This nigga launder. Look at this nigga, y'all.
Uniswap, PancakeSwap, new wallets, cross-chain bridging through multi-chain and Wormhole. He was doing everything he could to sell his stablecoins. In the process, he lost over $91 million to fees, price changes, and other circumstances. But Powell still had over $300 million, which he had exchanged for mostly Ethereum and other native chain tokens. Next, a big chunk of this ETH was sent to so-called mixers or tumblers like the now sanctioned Tornado Cash. You see, a mixer is essentially a single place where funds are sent to and withdrawn from all the time. And since there are so many transactions going through the mixer wallets, no one knows whose funds are taken out of the mixer. This is due to the fact that inside of the mixer, all funds are essentially mixed together, making it impossible to know who is withdrawing funds at any given time. Either way, Powell now had a bunch of ETH in mixers, but since he didn't want to put all of his eggs into one basket, he also cross-chain swapped some of his ETH to Bitcoin. And to do this, he used ThorSwap and Renbridge, which ironically is owned by Alameda. Finally, this Bitcoin was once again sent to mixers like Sinbad and ChipMixer, where the trail is cut off and the laundering process basically completed. At this point, it was time for Powell and his team to celebrate. They had just stolen hundreds of millions from FTX, and even better, everyone thought it was either an inside job or some Russian hackers. Nobody knew the truth, and let's not forget that Powell organized and executed this operation while he was under investigation for his previous fraud. So whoever was in charge of surveilling him did a terrible job, and was possibly indirectly responsible for FTX's complete collapse. Either way, it was truly a masterpiece of a heist.
No way he got away.
But for whatever reason, they didn't stop SIM swapping, and that was a huge mistake.
See? So if you would have stopped SIM swatching, look, if you would have stopped SIM swapping, you would have got away. So basically, yep, I can already tell by the nigga voice in the video, niggas got caught. Niggas got caught. So that go, you know what I mean? That go to what you saying, you know what I mean? It ain't enough money in the world. See what I'm saying? It ain't enough money in the world, huh? So you could have went away with $400 million. Now you finna go away with zero. Have that type of mindset, boy, it gonna destroy you. Nigga walked away with $400 million, but you know what? I want more. You get that, now I want more now. Nigga, you ain't never gonna be satisfied. I want more. Nigga, how much more you need? Nigga, got $477 million. How much more money you need? Now nigga want more. Nigga ain't never satisfied. So guess what? When he hit that $1 billion, now he want more again. Nigga ain't, but that's a dangerous, like I said before, a dangerous mindset to have. Now you're finna go to jail to $0. Cause you know why? You just wanted more. But if you would have been content with what you had, you would have got away with $477 million. But you want more, so now you caught. Because now that $477 million, zero now.
Swapping, and that
because you wanted more.
Huge mistake, because FBI agent Brent Bledsoe began to investigate FTX's supposed hack and found weird connections to a known fraudster called Robert Powell. Now, I need to clarify that the following segment is pure speculation on my part, because there's no concrete information on how they got caught. However, Since they kept SIM swapping and stealing, it's very likely that Emily Hernandez, aka M, was recorded by a CCTV camera while doing a swap. And when they compared her with the person who swapped the SIM of the FTX employee, the authorities promptly discovered that it was the same person. Then, when Hernandez got arrested, she gave up Powell and Roan.
Dang.
I say this because
that's why I say never involve a woman. Never involve a woman, bro, in business. They gon' fold quick, so quick. They gon' fold so quick, it ain't gonna make no sense.
Hernandez got arrested.
Never involve
she gave
a woman
up Powell
in
and
business.
Roan. I say this because during the ongoing trial, Emily Hernandez pled guilty, and part of her plea deal was that she'd cooperate with the government. This means she was likely offered a deal after being arrested, which involved giving up her partners for a reduced sentence. As to Powell, he's currently under house arrest and just asked permission to go to Chuck E. Cheese for his girlfriend's birthday, with his trial still being underway. Something that I found weird is that pictures of these three are nowhere to be found, and the case has no attention given the degree of crime that occurred.
Nigga, that's it, nigga? The freak, nigga, did Powell go to jail? Nigga, the freak going on? Bro, that junk just pissed me the freak off. I wanted to see what the freak Powell, nigga. You know what I'm saying? How that hack made trying. Hey man, that junk just pissed me the freak off, man. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real with you, bro. That junk pissed me the heck off. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real with you. What the freak, nigga? All right, everybody. This is the second time I've seen a Japanese Junko case.